if somebody was interested in starting in arm wrestling,
Yeah.
or like going from just like, you go to the gym, you kind of lift, you've arm wrestled a few times, trying to get better at it, trying to learn, how would you advise like getting better to where you can beat your closest buddies?
Yeah.
That first step.
First step, I'd say find people. Find good people.
Just volume.
Get with a club. Get with people who know what they're doing, who can mentor you.
And that's really cool. I got to meet. I realized there's a club in Austin.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's in a lot of places.
They're everywhere. We got this app called ArmBet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is a app that helps you find other people that are
very easy. But I mean, they're all over social networks. I mean, it's kind of widespread now. But yeah, find people, and it's just much easier to learn with another person, and you'll get stronger that way. But I mean, do the lifts. I mean, if you go to the gym, just start doing the lifts, and right away, those will technically prepare you.
What are the lifts? Can we describe?
Yeah. So I'd say if you want to just keep it very, very simple, let's just talk about 3. There's much more than 3, but like when you talk about energy allocation, these 3 lifts, in my opinion, should be like 90% of your investment. Mm-hmm. It's very big, these 3 lifts. And the exact percentages you can argue about it, but we'll start off with the cupping of the wrist. Mm-hmm. Just this is a simple thing, and do it with a cable. You can get a thicker diameter, so it kind of, is more out on your fingers where an arm wrestler is going to attack you, right? Because any good arm wrestler is going to attack your fingers.
So like open hand.
No. Well, I mean, for health, yes, you could. But like if you want to be really specific, you train exactly the way you would at a table in the position that you actually start the match. Yeah.
And then you're just doing this kind of
to your center. People one of the big misconceptions in arm wrestling is that you're aiming for that pin pad.
Right.
No.
The chest up here.
Bring it close to you. Make it come close to you, right? You see, like whenever I do my exercises, the vector is always pulling straight towards me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just cupping close to you. The most dangerous thing that a person can do to me on an arm wrestling match is just pull me away from my body. Mm-hmm. That's a terrible thing for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that cupping, that's a massive part of the sport. So now when you think, what does the cup do to the other person? If I cup, they get turned over, mm-hmm. right? So this has to get really strong. This pronation. So
to fight to fight that rolling.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's through the thumb.
Yeah. So you put got it. You put on the thumb and you put this motion.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. And those two things together, this cupping and rolling, this is what's going to make the person's hand bend back. And once the person's hand is bent back, their whole game gets cut to pieces.
Got it.
They have very little good options. It's all like nasty stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So those two things, that's a huge part of your investment. Rise. Always be climbing. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, those 3 simple things, that's what I would tell anybody to spend most of their time on if you want to become an arm wrestler.
So use bands would be good for this.
Bands are great because they're easy to transport. The only problem I have with bands is like if you like to measure, and if you like to be precise, bands just aren't that precise.
Right, to have growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know exactly what you need. The prescription is kind of, a band is kind of like, and a lot of people, myself included, I like to know exactly my outputs. So weights.
So would it be like cables?
Yep. Cables are nice. Bands are great too. I mix the two. Bands are when I kind of don't need to. They're more like easy for me. When I train bands, bands are dangerous because the acceleration is so high on them. Like when you screw up with band training, the acceleration is way faster than gravity, right? So if you do something bad, it can can make it go really much worse.
Yeah. It's funny that you didn't mention bicep curls or
Well, it's a chain. It's a chain.
And so the idea, if you focus on these three, the other stuff catches up. Like, it's all involved. This whole thing is involved.
So if you have an axe, right? The blade of the axe, that's these things, right? Like, you need the pointy end of all your attacks to be awesome, right?
If you have a super sharp axe,
yeah,
you could have a shitty hand.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So focus on that. The pointy, tip of the axe.
Yeah, the tip of the axe is so important, right? Like, if I have an awesome bicep and I can't quite use it, what's it good for?